If in recent days you felt that the weight of the world was too much, I want to tell you that it was not a coincidence. You are not here by mistake, but because you demonstrated something that few achieve in the midst of exhaustion. Stay with me for the next few minutes, because we're going to break down a truth that will change the way you see the tiredness you feel today. This is a recognition your soul has been waiting for after so much silent struggle. We often walk through life believing that the most important battles are won with grand gestures or loud words, but the reality is much deeper. Just moments ago, as you went about your routine, something significant happened in your spiritual environment that went completely unnoticed by your physical eyes. You were so immersed in your responsibilities, so tired of trying to make everything work, that you failed to see you were being observed under a magnifying glass of integrity. What you recently experienced wasn't just a rough patch or a series of problems. It was, in essence, the final evaluation of a very long stage in your life. It's that moment when it's decided whether a person is ready to move toward a greater purpose or whether they should still remain in the process of development. And what I have to tell you is fundamental to your peace. You have demonstrated a maturity that heaven has taken seriously. It's not about you doing everything perfectly, but about how you reacted when you had nothing left to give. That quiet resilience, that perseverance despite the uncertainty, is what has triggered a shift in the higher realms. It has been determined that your character has been forged with a distinct quality. Therefore, in this time of calm and reflection, your spirit will begin to notice a change in frequency. There's a huge difference between surviving a situation and being empowered to lead through it. What's coming for you isn't just temporary relief from your problems. It's something much more substantial. You're entering a level of authority over your own life that you didn't know existed before. It's as if, after years of blind training, you're finally being given the tools you were designed to use. Before we continue, if this message of light has touched your heart and you'd like to volunteer to help this message spread and reach more people, you'll find the Super Thanks option below the video. Any gesture is received with humility and helps us keep this mission of sharing hope alive. I don't want you to confuse this advancement with the idea that all obstacles will magically disappear. That wouldn't be real growth. What actually happens when you receive this new guidance is that your inner capacity expands. From now on, when challenges arise, you'll notice that your mind responds with a clarity you didn't have before. You'll feel an inner security that doesn't depend on what others say or how your bank account or external circumstances look. It is an empowerment born from the trust placed in you. You will no longer face life with your limited personal resources, but with a direct connection to a wisdom that operates immediately. That unshakable peace you have sought will not come from outside, but will be the result of this new stage of spiritual responsibility bestowed upon you today. Have you ever felt like you suddenly knew exactly what decision to make without anyone telling you? That's what will start happening more often. It's the beginning of a life where discernment is your greatest ally. This transformation happened very recently, at a moment when the clock hands marked the end of afternoon and the beginning of night. In that brief time, you experienced a situation that pushed you to your limits. Perhaps it was a conversation that turned sour, a painful memory that returned unannounced, or that overwhelming feeling of loneliness that made words simply impossible. You remained there in profound silence, processing a wound or an exhaustion that seemed bottomless. At that point, you no longer had the strength to pretend. You were operating on what we call autopilot, where the mask of perfection falls away because your body and soul can no longer sustain it. It was you, in your purest and most vulnerable state. And it was precisely there, when you had no energy to calculate your words or impress anyone, that you revealed your true essence. Your character is no longer something you try to cultivate. It's who you are. Consider this. You had every reason to react with bitterness, to seek revenge, or act selfishly in the face of injustice. You had the perfect justification to be cruel or to take the easy way out at the expense of others. Yet, something incredible happened. Your natural response, the one that came from deep within you when you were too weary to control your temper, was integrity. Perhaps someone hurt you with words, and although you could have responded with equal force, you chose protective silence. Perhaps you had the opportunity to gain something unethically, and your own spirit stopped you. Or perhaps, faced with a temptation that no one would have noticed, you simply decided to walk away. You didn't do it for applause. You did it because your inner system no longer accepts any other way of living. This is where we must reflect deeply. We often focus on learning theories or following external rituals, but what truly matters on a spiritual level is a single question. Who are you when no one is watching and when you no longer have the strength to pretend? You have passed the test of authenticity. Your kindness has become your default setting, your automatic response to chaos. Write in the comments, "My essence is peace," to confirm this new stage in your life. You don't realize it, but you've reached a point of maturity where values aren't an obligation, but your very nature. And precisely that, is the sign the heavens were waiting for to entrust you with greater influence. It's not about how many books you've read or how many phrases you've memorized, but about the quality of your soul when the world seems to be crumbling around you. Have you ever wondered who you truly are when all the masks fall away? It's easy to be kind when everything is going well and you have plenty of energy, but the real test comes when exhaustion is so profound that you no longer have the strength to pretend. When no one is watching and there are no witnesses to your actions, what you decide in that moment is the only thing that defines whether your inner growth is real or simply an act. Just 3 days ago, at that absolute breaking point, you gave a wordless answer. It was so powerful and genuine that, in the unseen realm, there was complete recognition. It wasn't a raucous applause, but respectful silence. That moment when the potential you had kept hidden finally became your reality. You stopped being in training and became someone capable of handling greater responsibility. What's happening right now is that your preparation is over and your readiness is absolute. I want to explain why certain moments of profound calm are so significant for our spirit. There is an instant in the stillness of the early morning when the noise of the world fades away. This isn't due to empty mysticism, but because it's when our mind stops interfering with its fears and worries. In that silence, the connection with the divine is clearer, more direct, and uninterrupted. It's a space designed for you to receive the clarity you've been asking for. There is a very powerful symbolism in the concept of wholeness. Think of the structure of life itself, beginning, middle, and end, body, mind, and soul. When these pieces align, a cycle closes to make way for something greater. What you have experienced lately was not a series of isolated events, but the culmination of a graduation phase. You are surpassing a level that kept you stuck for a long time. Historically, major changes have always required a period of maturation, a kind of 3-stage process for the transformation to become permanent. You have passed the test, you have endured in silence, and now you are ready for the manifestation of that new inner strength. Write in the comments, "I accept my transformation to seal this new cycle." From this moment on, you'll notice that you no longer need to try so hard to stay calm. Peace is no longer a goal, but the place from which you begin your journey. This sense of wholeness you're experiencing is the undeniable sign that the old is behind you and you're becoming the person you were always meant to be. Tonight, as you rest and your conscious mind finally disconnects from the daily noise, a profound alignment process will occur within you. In that space of total silence, free from judgment and distractions, a pattern you have been building with every tear and every effort will be completed. It is a moment when your spirit rightfully receives 3 fundamental capacities that will transform your everyday reality. It's important to understand that these abilities aren't bestowed randomly. The universe doesn't grant powerful tools to those who haven't proven they know how to use them righteously. You receive this because, in the midst of the fire, you demonstrated that your essence is unbreakable. From now on, you'll notice your understanding has taken a quantum leap. This isn't about academic intelligence, but rather a way of knowing that transcends logic. You'll begin to perceive what lies beneath the surface of every conversation. You'll sense people's true intentions even before they speak. This mental clarity will allow you to identify paths and solutions that others overlook. You won't have the strain to analyze everything. The right answer will simply appear in your mind with astonishing naturalness. You'll know this guidance is at work when, at the end of the day, you realize you avoided a problem or seized an opportunity based solely on an inner certainty that never failed you. This is perhaps the most valuable quality in these times. I'm not talking about that fleeting joy that depends on everything going well, but about a deep stability that remains undisturbed by external storms. You will walk through chaos and feel centered. You will face criticism or unexpected problems, and your resolve will remain steady. The people around you will begin to notice this change. They'll ask you how you manage to stay calm when the world seems to be falling apart. And the truth is, that peace is no longer a technique you use, but who you become. You've been through so much fire that the heat no longer intimidates you. Your roots are now deeper than any circumstance. This point is fundamental to your purpose. It has nothing to do with dominating others or imposing your will. It's about the weight of your presence. You'll notice that when you speak, your words have a different resonance. When you're silent, that silence inspires respect. It is an authority that needs neither announcement nor defense. Things will begin to align in your favor not because you're forcing situations, but because your energy has reached such coherence that the environment simply responds to it. The boundaries you set will be respected, and the decisions you make will find a clear path. I receive my new clarity and authority to anchor these words in your reality. It's fascinating to observe how life changes when we stop fighting against the current and allow our preparation to bear fruit. You are entering a phase where you don't need to shout to be heard, nor rush to be on time. Everything you need is already being activated within you. If this message of light has touched your heart and you wish to volunteer to help this message continue to spread and reach more people, you will find the super thanks option below the video. Any gesture is received with humility and helps us keep this mission of sharing hope alive. You have proven that you can be trusted to wield a level of influence few attain. The universe doesn't bestow this kind of support on just anyone, because in the wrong hands, inner strength can be misused. But when that strength falls into hands purified by effort, tested in the silence of the night, and that have maintained integrity through pain, it becomes an engine of blessing. It is not for dominating others, but for uplifting those around you. The most interesting thing about these new abilities that are being activated within you is that they don't come with an instruction manual. They simply turn on. Starting tomorrow, you will begin to notice 3 very clear signs that this change is already reality in your life. Sign 1, an almost astonishing clarity of mind. Tomorrow, when you wake up, you'll feel your mind is sharper than ever. That mental fog that has accompanied you for years, that confusion that made every small decision seem like an insurmountable mountain, will have completely dissipated. It's not that the problems have disappeared. It's that your ability to see through them has multiplied. What used to take you days to process, you'll now understand in a matter of minutes. The doubts that paralyze you will give way to calm confidence. You'll see with absolute clarity what truly matters and what is mere noise. If, while listening to this, you feel deep in your heart that something shifted inside you 3 days ago, even though you couldn't explain it, I invite you to mark this milestone. Write 777 in the comments as a testament to your own spiritual transition. Doing this is not an act of superstition. It's a way of acknowledging that you are not alone in this process and that your perception is correct. Something real has shifted in your frequency. Sign 2, emotional stability that will surprise you. You'll notice that situations that used to keep you up at night are now manageable. People who once drained your energy simply can't affect you anymore. And I want to make this clear. You're not becoming a cold or insensitive person. It's something much better. Your emotional center has been recalibrated. You've developed an inner strength that most people never manage to build. You now have the capacity to feel deeply, but without letting those feelings take control of your life. You can care for others without being consumed by it. You can love intensely without losing your own identity along the way. You've learned that your peace is non-negotiable, and that certainty is what will allow you to walk with a smile even when your surroundings try to impose bitterness. You're operating from a place of inner power, not external reaction. Remember that this is just the beginning of a new way of walking. This stability you now possess will not go unnoticed. In fact, be prepared, because the world often tries to test what's new within us. Subconsciously, some people will look to you for that old explosive or anxious reaction they were used to. And when you don't give it to them, when you respond with genuine serenity where there was once chaos, you'll see something fascinating. They'll be confused. Some will feel deep respect for your change. Others, sadly, will feel threatened by your peace. Don't worry about it. That's how life shows you who has a place in your next chapter and who has already completed their cycle with you. Signal 3. Synchronicities that defy logic. Starting tomorrow, or perhaps the next day, you will begin to notice that reality seems to be aligning in your favor in ways you can't rationally explain. You'll think of a need, and the solution will appear. You'll remember someone, and that person will contact you. A question will arise, and the answer will arrive through a completely unexpected source. This isn't just a simple exercise in positive thinking. It's what happens when your character has matured enough to warrant greater support. Before, while you were being tested, the doors didn't fully open because you still needed to strengthen your foundations. But now that you've proven you won't use this favor to feed your ego or manipulate others, the floodgates open without the risk of being swept away. However, as your guide on this path, I must warn you about a silent enemy that may try to sabotage this new level. It infiltrates without making a sound and has halted the progress of many valuable souls. Spiritual pride. When you feel that sharp mind and peace that others lack, a whisper will arise in your mind. It will tell you that you are superior, that you finally made it through your own merit, or that you are above those still struggling in the mire of their emotions. If you feed that thought, clarity will turn to fog again. Stability will shatter. The universe grants authority to those who remain grounded. The moment you use your position of authority to look down on others, you begin to fall. So, when that feeling of superiority arises, and I assure you it will, do a mental exercise. Remember how you felt 3 or 5 years ago, when you were the one in the middle of the storm, not knowing which way to turn. Write in the comments. I walk with humility and gratitude to protect this new gift you have received. Keeping your heart humble is what ensures that wisdom continues to flow. You are not better than anyone else. You have simply been empowered to serve from a place of greater responsibility. True greatness is not measured by how much power you have, but by how much peace you can bring to places where confusion still reigns. Remembering where you come from is the only way to avoid losing your way. Don't forget those days when exhaustion overwhelmed you and you couldn't see a clear path forward. Think about everyone who lent you a hand, those who were patient with you when you were difficult to deal with, and those who believe in your potential when you have forgotten it yourself. Keeping those memories alive is what will keep you grounded. I'm not talking about false modesty, the kind that forces you to hide your abilities. I'm talking about genuine humility, the kind that comes from knowing your newfound strength came at a high price. That price you paid must be transformed into compassion for others, not contempt for those still in the midst of their own journey. What you receive tonight is not a trophy to display, but a tool to work with. You must understand that this elevation is not to feed your ego. It is an assignment of service. You have been entrusted with more because you have proven you can handle it. But remember, with greater ability comes greater commitment. Your mission now is to be a beacon of calm in places where confusion reigns, a steady presence when everything else seems to be shaking. If at any point you begin to believe that this new stage makes you superior to others, you are demonstrating that you are not yet ready to hold that position. Therefore, embrace this new authority with gratitude and with the full awareness that your purpose is to illuminate, not overshadow, others. It is essential that you know who has the power to take away this peace and authority. It is not fate, nor external trials, nor any negative force. God does not take away what he gives based on momentary mistakes, and circumstances cannot destroy a strength built from within. The only person who can take your crown is yourself. And this only happens in one way: when you consciously and deliberately decide to betray your integrity for personal gain. I'm not talking about making a mistake due to human weakness or imperfection. I'm talking about using your gifts to manipulate, control, or make others feel inferior. When you turn tools meant for building into weapons for destruction, you lose that spiritual support, not as a punishment, but as a protective measure for yourself and others. The balance of the universe does not allow profound authority to be used for purposes that harm collective harmony. Subscribe now to continue strengthening your spiritual path and share this message with someone who needs to regain their peace today. By subscribing, you join a community that seeks to grow with integrity and purpose. State in the comments, I use my gift to bless others and seal this commitment with your growth. True greatness isn't measured by what you accumulate, but by the quality of the mark you leave on the hearts of those you encounter. You're being prepared for something great. Stay true to yourself. Understanding that spiritual authority is a double-edged sword is what will keep you safe. An influential person lacking principles is far more harmful than someone with no power at all. That's why your path has been so demanding. That's why life pushed you to that limit 3 days ago. The universe needed to confirm that even at your lowest point, when you no longer had the strength to maintain any pretense, your automatic response remained righteousness. That test of utter exhaustion proved that your integrity isn't an outfit you wear for special occasions, but your very essence. Now that honesty and respect have been verified as your core values, heaven can entrust you with these newfound abilities, confident that you won't use them for selfish purposes. I want you to take a weight off your shoulders. This new phase doesn't mean you have to be perfect. You're going to make mistakes, you'll have bad days, and sometimes you'll fail because you're human. What's really being evaluated from now on isn't a single stumble, but your overall progress. The question isn't whether you're infallible, but rather, where are you headed? Are you seeking more humility or more pride? Do you wish to serve or be served? Your crown isn't made of glass. It won't shatter at the first mistake. What weakens it is a conscious and sustained betrayal of your own values. Protect it with your commitment to improving every day, not with an obsession with never failing. There's a very profound reason why you are receiving the support at this particular moment in history. It is not simply a reward for your individual growth. The world is entering a phase of uncertainty where old structures are weakening and confusion seems to be the norm. In the midst of this situation, we need people who are like rocks in the tide. People aren't looking for more theories or empty information. They're desperately seeking living proof that it's possible to maintain sanity in the chaos. You have been prepared to be that witness. Your task is to demonstrate that it is possible to live in peace when the world is in panic, and that it is possible to act with love when hatred seems to be gaining ground. You will be proof of this not through what you say, but through what you convey. Your very presence will be a refuge for those who have not yet found their center. Write in the comments, "I am a beacon of peace," to reaffirm your commitment to this mission. This is the moment to understand that your personal evolution has a direct impact on the well-being of those around you. By healing yourself, you help heal the environment in which you move. Your value doesn't lie in having all the answers or living a conflict-free life. The true strength you exude comes from an undeniable fact. Your life is proof that transformation is possible. You are living proof that character can be forged in the most adverse situations, and that hope can survive even when all seems lost. When people notice your serenity amidst their own storms, they'll try to understand your secret. But the truth is, it's not something you can explain with a speech. It's something you became while walking through the fire. Your sole purpose isn't to save the world or solve everyone else's problems, but to be living proof that you can walk through the darkness and emerge stronger. Tonight, in the stillness of the early morning, when the noise of the world ceases, allow your spirit to formally receive these new abilities. Do so with open hands and a genuine heart. Tomorrow, upon waking, when you feel that mental clarity, that emotional stability, and see how the pieces of your life begin to fall into place in amazing ways, always remember that these are tools for service, not medals for the ego. When you wield your influence with humility, the extraordinary begins to become commonplace. You will notice a steady flow of provision and doors opening where you once saw only walls. Your period of intense testing has ended. You have proven yourself to be a reliable person, someone who doesn't break when the pressure mounts, and that is what heaven recognizes today. If you feel deep within your being that something changed inside you 3 days ago, if you recognize that you overcame an invisible challenge that prepared you for this moment, I invite you to leave a clear sign of your process. Write 777 in the comments as a seal of spiritual confirmation. By doing so, you're not only validating your own experience, but you're also sending a signal to others who, like you, have been tested and now walk with newfound authority. We recognize each other not by our words, but by what we have survived and who we have become. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. By doing so, you allow this message of hope to reach more people who, like you, are ready to walk under new protection and purpose. Affirm with faith, "I am ready for my new mission," and prepare to see the fruits of your integrity. You've been called to be light, to be calm, and to be a guide. Walk with the confidence of one who knows they do not walk alone, and watch how your surroundings transform as you remain steadfast in your essence. This new stage in your life is not a path you should walk blindly. It requires constant guidance, confirmation in moment of doubt, and the necessary encouragement to avoid turning back. This space has been created precisely to accompany you on this transition, helping you understand that what you feel is not madness, but the awakening of a higher spiritual dynamic. You are not alone in this process of ascension. Before we continue, I'd like to ask you to close your eyes for a moment. If, as you listen to these words, someone's face has crossed your mind, someone you know who is fighting their own battle, who feels exhausted and is simply operating on instinct, consider this a sign. Share this thought with that person. Perhaps they are at their final evaluation, and this message is a confirmation they need to endure one more day. That small gesture could be the catalyst that ignites their own transformation. It's vital that you change your perspective on what you've experienced. Your solitude was never abandonment, but a necessary time of reflection. Your extreme exhaustion wasn't punishment, but preparation for bearing a greater weight. And what you felt breaking inside you wasn't your destruction, but the shell of your old self giving way to your true essence. From this moment on, you will notice practical and tangible changes in your daily life. The support you have received will affect how you move through the physical world in 4 specific ways. A new response in others. You'll notice that people react to your presence differently. Some will feel deeply drawn to you for no apparent reason. They'll seek your advice and feel safe in your presence because their spirit recognizes your newfound authority. Conversely, others will feel uncomfortable and look for excuses to distance themselves. Don't take it personally. It's simply that their current frequency can't coexist with the peace you now emanate. Both reactions are proof that your energy has shifted. Intolerance for what drains you. Your spiritual sensitivity has heightened. Places you once tolerated will now instantly feel draining. Conversations you once engaged in will now seem empty or even toxic. You're not being rude. You're being obedient to your discernment. If a place or a conversation makes you feel your energy draining, withdraw. It's your instinct protecting the crown you've been given. A new relationship with time. You'll feel a different kind of urgency. It's not the anxiety of rushing, but the awareness that your time is precious. The distractions that once consumed your evenings will lose their appeal. You'll begin to value every minute as an opportunity to fulfill your purpose, and any activity that doesn't align with your new vision will feel like stolen time that you're no longer willing to relinquish. An effortless divine connection. Your communication with the divine will no longer feel like a chore or a forced ritual. It will begin to be something natural, a constant flow of ideas and certainties that will accompany you as you walk, work, or rest. Write in the comments, I protect my peace and my time, to anchor these practical changes in your daily routine. We're just one step away from concluding this message and from your new commission becoming a reality in your life. Stay calm, take a deep breath, and prepare for what's next. This connection with the divine will cease to be something you strive for and will become your very being. You will feel that the line of communication is always open, without interference. You will no longer have to seek silence, because silence and guidance will walk with you every step of the way. It is a constant communion that feels as natural as breathing. Furthermore, you'll notice a shift in how your resources flow. You'll begin to experience a supply that arrives just in time, often from unexpected sources. You'll find that you always have exactly what you need to fulfill your purpose, because when you become someone the universe can rely on, it ensures you never lack the tools to do your job. You might be wondering, what if I don't feel all of this at once tomorrow? Spiritual timing doesn't always keep pace with our impatience. Changes can manifest subtly or as a sudden shock, but the process is already underway. Sometimes a new stage of authority comes with a bit of external resistance. If tomorrow feels challenging, don't think that nothing has changed. On the contrary, take it as confirmation that something important has shifted within you. I have some vital advice for you. Keep this process within the privacy of your heart. Don't feel the need to shout it from the rooftops or post it on social media. True empowerment grows stronger in silence. Let your life, your newfound peace, and your wise decisions speak for you before you utter a single word. Don't force your newfound gifts. Trust that they will appear exactly when you need them. Remember that this new phase doesn't mean problems will disappear, but rather that you now have access to internal resources you didn't have before. You will still face challenges, but now you have a clear path. The difference isn't the absence of storms, but the authority with which you now navigate them. Write, 777. In the comments as a final declaration that your season of testing is over and your new purpose has begun. By doing so, you testify that the transformation is real and encourage others who are about to give up to persevere for one more day. Like this video so the algorithm can show it to those who are exhausted and need to know their pain wasn't in vain. If this message has brought you clarity, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. You're entering new territory, and this channel will be your support, so you never feel alone on this walk of spiritual authority. And for those who wish to voluntarily support our mission to continue creating this content, the Super Thanks option is available below the video. Thank you for your generosity and for being part of this journey. Chosen one, your solitude wasn't abandonment. It was a necessary evaluation. Your weariness wasn't punishment. It was your preparation. Your breaking wasn't destruction. It was the birth of your new form. Tonight, it all becomes official. You are ready. Welcome to your new life.